Shalom, welcome to Challenging Torah, a project of the Malibu Jewish Center and Synagogue. This portion, Parshat Hukkat, which means laws, very, very relevant to our contemporary society. This is a portion at its core that is about water and the challenges of a time when there is water insufficiency and leadership needs to respond to the demands for water. Couldn't be more 2014. They're in the desert. They've been in the desert now for 30 odd years. And Miriam, it turns out, the entire time has been the intuitive who finds the water. She is called the prophetess Miriam for various reasons, but one of which is that she's the one who finds water. And we know that in this triumvirate, Moses is the lawgiver, Aaron is the peacemaker, but Miriam is the one who finds the water. And you cannot survive without this water. Interesting, there's an article in our Bible of the day, the New York Times this week, that says hurricanes, too much water, that are named with female names like Alexandra are not seen as threatening as they come towards you, as hurricanes named with male names, Alexander. There is a perception that the female of this triumvirate will be the weakest link. But really, it's about the water. And so even in early medieval midrashim, they were hardly the feminists of their time. The rabbis made sure that everyone understood the importance of Miriam to the extent that the midrashim of the 12th and 13th century say the women did enter the land because they couldn't have a land without the intuition of women, and the intuition of women who could help maintain the water for the Israelite people. Interesting. Nothing much changes. So here we are, 30 odd years in, and Miriam dies in Kadesh. She dies, and the people panic. And they're afraid they will never have water again. And they go, of course, to Moses and to Aaron, and it's the usual rant. Oh, we should have died back there. Why can't we go back to Egypt? At least we had water to drink, to say nothing of garlic and onions and leeks. And what about figs and pomegranates they bring up, just in case? Moses is beside himself, goes to God, and God says, you and your brother Aaron shall take a rod and assemble the people, and before their very eyes order the rock to send forth water. Moses takes up his rod, and he is under immense tension, and he says, listen, you rebels, shall we take water out of this rock? And he strikes the rock, not once, but twice. Water flows forth. The people are satisfied. But God is not pleased. And so Moses is told, because you did not obey me enough or trust me enough to affirm my sanctity in the eyes of the Israelite people, you shall not enter the promised land. Wow. Punishment of a lifetime. Is this because he lost his temper? That's what Rashi says. Is it because he struck the stone? Or Nachmanides says, well, he hit it once. He shouldn't have hit it twice. I think I understand Moses. He is, on one hand, a finite human being dealing with an infinite need. Now, God is infinite, and God wanted them to know it's not Moses producing the water, it's God. And this is God's guidance on the journey. Moses, you are finite, and soon Moses will face his death and his disappointment. It is time for new leadership. Aaron dies at the end of this portion and is, quote, gathered up to his fathers. Miriam has already died. And although there will be a few more adventures, Moses knows that his own mortality hangs before him. He is a leader who is at the end finite, facing an infinite need. Now, back to 2014, we see through climate change that the needs for water are infinite and our resources are finite. What kind of leadership do we have? What kind of leadership do we need as we face a time of transition and change? This is the challenge of Hukkat. Please join us for Torah study.